Happy Thursday to you. Glad you were here. I don't know if you take the time when you come in to see whatever they put some time into to run on those screens. But tomorrow afternoon is our first home soccer game. And no matter how concerned you may be as a new student with your grade point average, where should you be tomorrow afternoon? Soccer game. And as an incentive, that's where your food is going to be. That's where your food. We've got an outside picnic for all of us, and we've invited the faculty and staff to come along for that. So you'll see some of them. Some of those guys look really scary in shorts, but it's worth taking pictures. It's just, you can look at it. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. Yeah, all right, well, we'll get on here. And, we're going to pray for you in a second, and I want to introduce someone who you'll meet in a couple of minutes. Paul Golden is, I appreciate that from the one of you who did that, thank you. And Paul's such a humble guy, he realized that was more than he deserved. Paul is our Executive Director of Development and Alumni, and he also puts together our chapel schedule. So he's going to be up here. He's the guy who, when he looks at you, says, you know, when you leave here, you need to give back. And he's going to be asking you guys when you graduate to go $10 a month, start giving back so people like you can get through the school. That's part of his job, and then we're going to alumnize the others. So Paul will come up here and he'll take care of the morning from there. But right now, let's pray. Lord, thank you for opening our eyes to truth. We are so grateful that you have loved us. We didn't have anything, worthwhile, nothing eternal that was of value, and you've cared for us. We thank you for your Son, Jesus. We thank you for the blood of the cross and continuing the gospel. We have people like us today help growing to know you better. We use this morning's chapel for those purposes in Jesus' name.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Thursday. Good morning. Okay, wow, I'm not getting anything back. Whatever. What a mighty God we serve, amen. Can we stand up and sing together?
Jesus said to the people who believed in him, "You are truly my disciples if you remain faithful to my teachings. And you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." But we are descendants of Abraham, they said. We have never been slaves to anyone. What do you mean you will be set free? Jesus replied, "I tell you the truth, everyone who sins is a slave to sin." Whether you're a child of Abraham or not, everyone. And a slave is not a permanent member of the family, but a son is part of the family forever. So brothers and sisters here at CSU today, as you're really trying to get a hold of things, and we're starting and we're getting into it, don't let your heart be troubled. And trust in God. And trust in Jesus. Because there's more than enough room in my Father's home that we just sung about. There's a place for you. And if this were not so, would I have told you that I'm not going to prepare a place for you? Or would I have told you that I am going to prepare a place for you? When everything is ready, I will come and get you, so that you will always be with me. You will always be with me. You will always be with me. So precious. Where I am, you will always be with me. And you will know the way to where I am going. No, we don't know, the Lord, Thomas said. We have no idea where you are going, so how can we know the way? And Jesus said to him, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father except through me." Margot, let's just pray one more time before we sing the last.
Heavenly Father God, thank you so much for this day, and thank you for this time that we can come together as a student body and just lift up our voices in praise to you, God. We're about to sing "All Creatures of Our God and King," and God, that is each one of us because you created us in your image to give you praise. And I thank you so much for that, and I pray that today, with everything that we do, with classes and chapel and hanging out with friends, I pray that we will glorify and honor you with everything we do. Let's bless him. Let all things that Creator bless, and worship him in humbleness. Oh, praise him. Hallelujah. Praise the Father, praise the Son, and praise the Spirit.
very much. As was mentioned, Cale's a big guy, so we're a little nervous about that chair. So,
Yeah, when you're 250 pounds plus, you just don't trust any chair, so it's all right.
we'll tell you what, we'll stand. So, as was said, my name is Paul Golden. I serve here at the school, but also serve as a chaplain with the Scranton-Wilkesboro Rail Riders, and through that, get a chance to meet guys like men like Cale. So we're going to do a little Q&A today with Cale, and at the end, we're going to have you have a chance to ask him some questions. So, first of all, how big are you? That's what all of us are asking.
6'5", 270.
6'5", 270. All right, is his microphone on? Is that good? All right, very good. And how long have you been with the Yankee organization?
I was drafted in, was it June 6th of 2013, so been a while.
In what position do you play with the team?
I'm a right-handed pitcher.
Right-handed
Yes.
pitcher. Okay, starter or reliever?
I was reliever, then starter, now back to reliever.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you can't make up your mind, or is it coaches? Not
Coaches, yeah, no, definitely. They pay me to pitch, so I'm like, I guess I'll go pitch.
Awesome. And then how do you as a pitcher stay ready to, you got to show up and assume you're going to pitch that day. How do you stay ready for that?
A hot tub, for sure. Keeps the body loose, but I don't know, just every single day you just got to prepare, whether it's at your, whatever job you ever have, you've just got to wake up and prepare just to give it your best.
And what's a typical day? Like tonight you have a night game. What's a typical day? Like when you show up, what do you do?
Well, the funny thing was in April and May, beginning of the season, you show up, 7 o'clock game, 3 o'clock stretch. So, you show up around 12:30. Now it's August, I show up 3:30 stretch. I show up at 3:15 because, sorry, I'm watching some Netflix, I just can't help it. But no, definitely, just kind of show up and just kind of just relax a little bit. But at the same time, get your work in, but don't overdo it because my body's really tired after this long season.
I think for me, at least, I didn't realize how long a day it is for some of these guys. You're getting there early, you're there till game time, game goes till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. You're not home till, 11, 11:30?
Yeah, that's one bad thing is I'm really a morning person, so I always joke around, like when we have extra innings and like the game goes till like 10:30, it's in my contract, I can't pitch past 10 o'clock because I'm really tired. But definitely I've never realized how tired I can get whenever it's like a 7 o'clock game and I'm drinking some coffee at 7:30. I'm like, what am I doing? But no, definitely, did my mic get shut off?
I think it's good.
We're good? Okay.
All right,
Well,
cool.
we're definitely, it's definitely a grind, but at the same time, it's very fun. And I definitely consider myself very blessed to play this game.
And what's been your biggest thrill so far in your baseball career, whether in high school, college, or professionally?
Definitely probably the day I got drafted. But other than that, just definitely getting to play every single day. I know many people don't get this opportunity, so I definitely try and do it to the best of my ability and just stay humble throughout it all.
Awesome. With your position, I know you've met a lot of different people. What are some of the more famous Yankees or celebrities that you've either met or played with?
It was kind of funny. I got drafted and I got sent down to Tampa, Florida. What do you know, the first day I show up, Alex Rodriguez standing right there in front of me. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then, I got to meet Derek Jeter. Aaron Judge, get to talk to him quite a bit, get to play with him. It was actually pretty funny. Nick Swisher, he's been with the Yankees as a player, now kind of as a coach mentor. And he was in town about a month ago, and he's like, all right, he's the most energetic guy. Like it's 8:30, and he's just like, just going crazy. And you're like, dude, relax, man. Like it's 8:30, we got a game in 6 hours. Like relax. But no, he's like, hey. Waffle House, 9 a.m. Everyone go, let's go. So we ended up having Waffle House as a team, and he paid for it all.
Awesome. That's even better.
Oh my God, it was fantastic.
I have a picture here of this guy. That looks like at spring training. Who is that?
Russell Wilson. Yeah. Me being a big guy, obviously, I'm football first.
Well,
Yeah.
tell everyone who doesn't know who is Russell Wilson.
Quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. Unfortunately, I did not draft him in my fantasy draft this year, but it's okay though.
And Russell, just so you know, Russell is on a minor league contract with the Yankees, so it's kind of, he spends a week every spring.
Yep, every spring training, yeah. So it was really fun getting to hang out with him for sure.
I have another picture here. I have to explain this one. Who is this guy? Some of us might recognize that person.
Please, please. I mean, it's going to hurt my feelings if you don't know who it is. There it is. Perfect, yes. Well, Hamilton Porter got to hang out with us for a little bit, and I got to throw some movie quotes at him because Sandlot was definitely my favorite movie growing up, so it was really fun getting to meet him.
So he was on his 25th anniversary of the Sandlot movie, so they got to meet the Hambino.
Yes.
So I have a question. I know there's a lot going on in the locker room. You guys are basically like brothers for most of the year, and you do some special things. Tell us about your jumpsuit road trip.
We had a jumpsuit themed road trip, and like everyone was just like, hey, get the most ridiculous jumpsuit you can. But you had guys who they've made quite a few $1 million in their major league career, so they're getting like a Jordan jumpsuit and a Nike one that's costs like $200-300. Well, I went onto Amazon and found one for $20 because I'm a minor leaguer, and there it is.
I thought, I don't know if maybe it's me, but doesn't it look like a giant Solo cup? Okay.
And the best part is when I'm just like relaxing in the apartment and stuff, I still wear those pants because they're really comfortable. I was just like, man, it's going to be $20 jumpsuit, $20-30 jumpsuit. It's going to be itchy and everything. Those pants might be the most comfortable pants I've ever worn. I just can't wear them out in public very much because then I'll get looked at quite a bit, and I do not want to do that.
So you can see him afterwards and find out where he ordered them if you want your own matching set.
Oh, yeah.
So it's interesting. I don't know if you follow Yankee baseball. The Yes Network has a program called Homegrown, Pathway to Pinstripes, and it's kind of a reality TV show featuring the Rail Riders. And I think pretty much Cale's been a featured player on every episode, if you've seen that. In one episode, they're doing a golf tournament, and I don't know if you did this intentionally, but you had the loudest, most ugliest shorts I've ever seen. And yet I see you still wear them around the clubhouse.
Yes, I actually thought about wearing them today, but I just didn't want everyone to see this guy up on stage with crazy shorts and be like, okay, like, joke's over. But we actually, a bunch of us got a bunch of pants and shorts for that golf tournament. But I mean, if I'm going to buy it, I'm going to still wear it. So I really like them. And actually, I golf really good in them. So got to keep them going.
That's right. What is a common misconception about baseball players? That we're kind of just, I don't know, we're so consumed with baseball that we don't have a life outside of it. But I've met some great, fantastic people like Eric Kratz. He's he's 38, I think. He's 38 years old, married with 3 kids, and like you think like, oh, he's just baseball minded the whole time, but like getting to hear him like talk about his wife and talk about his kids, because I'm a newlywed, so I mean it's definitely just kind of cool to see the guys who've been consumed with baseball their entire life still remain humble enough to be like, hey, I've got my family first. Very good. You talked about your wife, but tell us about, where'd you grow up? Tell us about your family.
Edmond, Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. Can't wait. Saturday kickoff, 12 p.m. It's okay, though. I assume we got some Penn State fans in here. Yeah! Okay. That's all right. Good for you. It's all right. But grew up in Edmond, Oklahoma. I think everyone in my family pretty much went to OU, so I thought I might as well go there too. But no, I love Oklahoma. Definitely a whole lot of farmland, so it's really nice.
And brothers, sisters?
I've got a brother, 29 years old. He's married with 2 kids. Got a nephew and a niece, and wow. That's that household. When I go over there, there's toys everywhere. And then my nephew, he's 4.5, and he's big into the America Ninja Warrior. And so he puts like couch cushions everywhere and jumps to them, and I'm like, man, I miss being a little kid.
What sports? I'm assuming you played other sports growing up. What did you play as an athlete?
Played football, played basketball, played soccer for a little bit. Yes, I was the goalie for soccer. There's no chance I was going to be running up and down the field. But no, got some wrestling too in me. But I was just a normal kid, just wanted to play every sport known to man.
So when did you realize that baseball, I'm actually pretty good, I might make something out of myself?
Well, in high school, I was getting looks for both football and baseball. Well, I see my dad, he played football at OU under Barry Switzer, and he's had now 3 knee surgeries, 2 knee surgeries. He's got a hip replaced, knee replaced. So I'm like, no.
He's a brand new man.
Yes, yeah. I mean, so I was like, I am not doing that. But so I was like, hey, I can take a bum shoulder. Let's try baseball out, and it's worked out ever since.
Okay. Tell us about your collegiate career. I know you went to one school, then to another. Tell us about your...
Yeah, I went to University of Oklahoma for 2 years. Ended up pitching twice. Got redshirted, and unfortunately, that's not where God called me to be. So I ended up getting cut from there because the coach was like, hey, we don't think you're good enough. So I was like, well, all right. Dreams are shattered. But then I get a call from a small little school, kind of like this one, Oklahoma Christian, little small NAI school, and I got to go there 1 year and got drafted out of there. And I tell everyone too, a big school's great. Like, I love the atmosphere of a big school, but there's nothing better than a small school culture where I still talk to a bunch of I talked to a friend or two from OU. I still talk to 20, 30 people at Oklahoma Christian just because it was a small knit community, and those are definitely my best friends that came out of there.
We have a lot of student athletes here. We're in the fall season. We also have a baseball team, softball team. What advice can you give to our student athletes just on how to prepare, how to present themselves?
Always be the hardest worker in the room. That's like, talent will take you only so far. Your work ethic will take you even further than that. Because it's always a shame to see a guy that's just blessed with so much talent, but his work ethic is just not there, because he just fades out really quick after an injury or something like that. But you see the guy that just constantly he just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. Finally, he breaks through that wall, and he's gone.
You mentioned your wife. How did you meet Alex? And tell us maybe about, briefly, your engagement, how you pulled that off.
Oh, golly, yeah. By the way, men in here, before you get engaged and stuff like that, the hardest question is not asking her. You know, honestly, I would do that 1,000 times over. Just wait till you talk to her dad. I mean, it was funny. I was, well, actually, I'll just tell you. I met my wife through mutual friends, and unfortunately, she was at Oklahoma State. You know, it's kind of hard to cross that line. At least she wasn't a Texas fan, because then that would have just been probably the deal breaker. No, she's awesome, and she actually goes to OU Medical School now, so good, boomer sooner for her. But it was funny because she was studying, and I went over to her parents' house to watch the OU football game, and it was a tight game. And I'm sorry I talk about football a lot. I'm a huge football fan. I'm sorry, but it was funny. I was gonna ask her dad at halftime. I'm like, sweet, 20, 30 minutes, plenty of time to ask. Halftime comes around. Yeah, you know, I'm not ready to talk to him. I'm just like sitting on the couch. I'm like, no. So then finally got the courage after the third quarter, went and talked to him, and outside. And the funniest thing was her mom knew why I asked him to go outside. So yeah, that was the most nervous I've ever been, though. And
when did you guys get married?
We got engaged October 18th, and then we got married December 29th. Really quick engagement. It was really, really fun, and I was really excited.
I think I have a wedding picture here. Now, isn't that beautiful? Now, as the girls are like, oh, isn't that a beautiful dress? The guys are like, wow, isn't that a beautiful car? But it is a beautiful picture of the two of you. So.
Yeah, that truck right there is a 1956 Chevy short bed, 3-speed on the column. I know most of y'all do not know what that means, but I mean,
can you describe the dress in that great detail?
Describe the dress?
Yes.
No. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea, but I mean, she's smoking hot then, and she's still smoking hot now, so. I mean, I got lucky.
You married out, that's for sure.
By the way, men, get you a woman. See the shoes that I'm wearing? Get you a woman that lets you wear fresh Nikes for the wedding. What I'm talking about.
A couple of men. You probably picked up on that. He just got married in December. Obviously, spring training's in February, and he's been in Scranton end of March through now. So how do you guys juggle? She's in med school, putting in long hours. You're here playing baseball, putting in long hours. How do you guys juggle that relationship, a long distance, first year of marriage?
It's definitely kind of a struggle for sure. You know, not getting to be with her and everything like that. But FaceTime's a fantastic thing because then the bad part is we'll be FaceTime and then be like, hey, can I see the dogs? So then she'll show me the dogs. But no, definitely. I mean, just communication and just I don't know, it's nice being two very independent people. It's like we're both like focused on our goals, but at the same time, our main goal is to have a stable marriage, no matter if we're, 1,000 miles away or 2 feet away from each other. Because obviously, I mean, that's the sad part in today's culture is you can be, with all the social media, cell phones and everything, you can be 5 feet away from someone, but here you can be 3-4 miles away from them because you're not connected with them. So that's what we always strive for, is to just be always connected.
Awesome. We talked a little bit about your baseball background, your family background, your wife Alex. Maybe transition out to more your spiritual walk. Explain your circumstances surrounding your decision to follow Christ. I grew up in this church. My whole family went there ever since I was a little 1-year-old, and I went to the summer camp, and I was just like, man, why are all these people happy? So I'm just like, I'm waking up early and all that stuff, and then finally, I just hear this calling, and I'm just like, man, do I need to go down this road, And what do you know? I was 8 years old, and I remember talking to my mom, and I was just like, hey, I started asking her some questions, and my mom, she is a prayer warrior. Goodness gracious. I mean, it'll be 2-3 hours a day. I'll just see her with an open Bible or something. But no, just got to talk to my mom about it, and obviously my dad being the brute force guy, he was like, yeah, you need to do it. But no, it was really nice, and got baptized and at 8 years old, and since then, obviously I've had my ups, I've had my downs, but at the same time, I go back to when I was a little kid, and I'm just like, if my faith was that big as a kid, imagine me being more mature, how much more I can do with my faith. So, yeah. What has been the most, I think, looking at baseball and your spiritual walk, what has been the most trying part of baseball, and how has your relationship with the Lord helped you through those difficult times?
Well, baseball's a game of failure, and I do not handle failure really well. You go to the Hall of Fame if you succeed 3 out of 10 times. So that's the other 7 times you're, wanting to throw your helmet or throw your glove. But no, definitely, if my faith was not strong, I would not be in this game anymore. After getting cut at my dream school, and then I've had my ups and downs where I ended up tearing my labrum in my shoulder, didn't know if I was going to pitch again, and just everything like that. If you do not have if you don't have your faith in Him, then it's definitely going to be a struggle. You may not realize it then, but later on down the road, you'll be like, man, how did I get through that? And then it goes back to your mind like, man, there's only one person that got me through that, and it's God, not me, because obviously, I'm broken without Him.
You play from February till early September. Every Sunday you have a game. You can't go to church. Mm-hmm. What is it that helps you spiritually fill that void?
Definitely baseball chapel. Obviously I've got a great leader here for baseball chapel, but no, it's just really nice to, no matter if it's 10 minutes or it's a whole hour-long church service, it's so nice just to have that little small moment of your day, or your week, just to kind of have a little church service. And it definitely helps out just to kind of, whenever I am sitting in chapel, I just all the troubles and everything just go out the window, because I'm like, hey, I'm here with some more believers, and we're just getting to talk about God, get to learn about Him. And it's really, really awesome.
What advice can you give our CSU students regarding their walk with God, their spiritual journey?
Your walk, it's going to be a hard one. Christ died for us. He wasn't, lifted up on a pedestal, by the Romans and everything. He was put to death by the Romans. So obviously it's going to be a struggle. And the sad part is we've got, I've ran into some people in my career that, they're like, chapel? Oh, well, hey, just go pray for me, because they're so shut out from the idea of having faith in God. And it's really, really sad. But at the same time, I know that door's open. That door's open just a little bit. So hopefully, I mean, my prayer every single season is just to reach one person. If I can reach one person, that's a success. And it just like, obviously, like that door's open when you have like a guy who's possibly an atheist, agnostic, you know, maybe from a different religion, you know, I mean, and he starts asking questions. That's when you can kind of open up that door just a little bit more. Obviously, you don't want to just come barging through, you know, here's the word of God, and boom, you know, hit him with the punch. But, sorry, I'm a little energetic, had some good coffee this morning. But no, definitely, when that door's open just a little bit, just keep going. Just keep pressing, and eventually you'll be able to reach someone. And that's my prayer every year. And it's really nice to see in Baseball Chapel, like, you see these guys that they go once, and they just keep coming back. And then they have a question for you. They have a question for Paul or something like that. And it's really, really nice to see.
The neat thing is, for me, I'm only there a limited amount of the week. Cale travels with these guys on the road. He rooms with them. He's in the bullpen for hours. You're not warming up. You got plenty to talk about. So it's neat to see guys like Cale sharing their faith, living it out day in and day out in the locker room and on the field. How can our students follow you on social media? Are you on Twitter, Facebook?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. My apologies for my Twitter followers because kickoff on Saturday morning, I'm a wreck on social media, on Twitter. Goodness gracious, I want to tweet at the refs and everyone, but no, I mean, I'm on all the social media, you know, and I do believe like I'm more, I guess I'm kind of in between generations, I feel like, you know, in the social media regard, where social media is awesome, but at the same time, don't let it consume your life. But because obviously, like when I'm out hunting and stuff like that, I'm like, sweet, I do not have to have my cell phone with me. It's really nice, but no, definitely, I love having social media just because it's fun, get to interact, and also get to keep up with my family and friends.
We have about 10 minutes left in chapel, and we're going to give you guys a chance to ask Cale questions. So if you have your cell phone, you want to text, this is not his number, but if you want to text a question, it could be something simple, it could be something significant, feel free to do that now to that number.
You had to get the best picture of my face right there.
You like that? Were you having some pain in the shoulder?
Oh, yeah.
Indigestion?
Oh, my
What's
goodness.
going on there?
Yeah. Every single pitch? Oh, yeah. I'll have pain in my shoulder. Goodness.
Where is that taken, you know?
That was in Tampa spring training last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. By the way, as an incentive to text a question, we're going to give out a ticket. We're going to have Ryan Stevenson, Austin French in concert here in about 3 weeks. $8 tickets, so I'm going to pick one or two of you after this to get one of these tickets, so no pressure, but text that number. All right, first question is, what is your favorite baseball memory?
Favorite baseball memory? Honestly, getting to travel. It's so funny, like whenever I was younger, after a Little League game, you know, you get like a big old Capri Sun and some like chips and like a hot dog. Oh my gosh, that was the best thing ever. But so definitely growing up, you know, it's obviously the Little League World Series just ended, so that brought back a good memory.
What pitches do you throw?
I throw a fastball, I throw a slider, and I throw a changeup.
I think they meant strikes or balls. No, just kidding.
A lot of balls. Sorry.
Will you be at the men's soccer game on Friday, 4 o'clock?
Men's soccer game on Friday at 4 o'clock. Trying to see what time our game is. Because if possible, I'd like to come out. I always love supporting.
Come on back. Here's another one. How tall is your wife? We had a picture of her. How tall is she?
She's 5'9". Love that. Love that.
What is your dog's name?
Well, we actually we have a 14-year-old lab with my parents that his name is Beefcake. He's a British lab. Sorry, but and then we have a husky mix named Maya and a mutt named Maggie. Maya's really good. When you wake up and like you kind of show that you're waking up, she just jumps over you and she's just like starts licking you like crazy. So it's really nice to wake up to that.
All right, favorite Bible verse?
Favorite Bible verse, actually have it on my glove, Joshua 1:9. You know, it just always reminds me that God commanded me to have faith in Him and just to follow Him. So definitely keeps me going.
Does your wife like sports?
Yes, she does. She played basketball, she played golf. So I'm a golfer and I like basketball, so winner.
And you hunt as well.
Yes, and I hunt.
All right, this lady says, my little brother is big into sports, so what would your advice be to trying to stay humble and not be a sore loser?
The worst part about, or I guess worst but best part about being in baseball is I see these guys, you know, I'm not gonna say any names, but you see these guys that you see them play on TV, they're making, you know, $20 million a year playing baseball or playing football, basketball, whatever it may be. And yes, they've got a big bank account, but their friends, they got zero because they're so consumed with the game. I mean, I just want to be friends with everyone. And I mean, if you can just stay humble through it all, I mean, it's really sad to see all the guys, you know, make all this money, but they don't have time for their family and friends.
Do you like to eat kale? Maybe it's a play on your word. I'm going to answer for you. No.
My mom, bless her heart, she was an elementary school grade teacher. And so she has those little jokes. And one time I walked in the house, I was like, what's that smell, Mom? She's like, I'm eating you. And I was like, in the oven, she made kale chips. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Who is the best player you've struck out?
Best player I've struck out. I struck out Gary Sanchez in the spring training. I think that's it, though. Yeah.
Favorite MLB team growing up?
Texas Rangers.
What's your take on the Boston Red Sox?
God bless you.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Oh goodness, not big into soccer, but I'm gonna have to go with Messi.
Did I ask you this favorite NFL team?
No, you didn't. Man. Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You lost a lot of people. Are you a pitcher that can hit?
Actually, yeah. I got a few home runs in my high school career off of some major league pitchers. So yeah, but I mean now I'm like, I see guys throwing 100 miles an hour, and I'm not. No, I don't want to hit anymore.
Do you get to interact a lot with players from other baseball teams besides playing against them?
Oh yeah. I mean, we get to talk to them before the game or after the game, or sometimes when I got a buddy that's in town on a different team, like we'll go out and grab a bite to eat after the game or something.
LeBron or Kobe?
LeBron. That's a hard question. Goodness.
Hey, these are excellent questions. Does your wife does she like sports as well?
Yes, she does. Yeah, she's actually learning baseball, and she'll go to the football games with me.
Now, here's another one that's going to get you in trouble. Eagles or the Patriots?
Wow.
If you had to choose one, who are you cheering for?
Go Birds.
Yeah! I think we're all asking this. What coffee did you drink this morning?
Sorry.
Tell us the order.
What was it? A Starbucks Pike with 2 espresso shots.
Okay. Let me ask you. Oh, here's one. Can you floss? I don't think they mean dental.
Floss.
It's the dance.
No, I can't floss at all. I see kids all the time. Like we have the camera like in the stands. I see kids doing that, or like they're doing the dab thing, and I'm like, man.
If you didn't get into sports, if you hadn't chosen sports as your career, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Oh goodness. I probably just honestly, I loved working with special needs kids as a young buck. So definitely probably like be like a special needs teacher or counselor, something like that.
That's good. Which neat, every Sunday at the Rail Riders before the gates open, there's a Challenger Little League, if you know what that is, special needs children that come. And it's neat to see a lot of the chapel guys, especially like Cale, going out there after chapel and playing with those kids and having a great time. So that
it's definitely a blast for sure.
He does that. All right, now we're getting down to really important questions. Chipotle or Moe's?
Chipotle, however, Moe's Monday.
Moe's Monday. All right, let me ramp it up. Chipotle or Chick-fil-A?
Man, I mean, y'all are just throwing daggers. I'll go Chick-fil-A on that one. Yeah.
How much do you bench?
How much do I bench? Since I'm a pitcher, I haven't done it in a while, but I got 315 during the offseason.
All right, LeBron or Kevin Durant?
Look at this shirt.
Yep.
You think I'm going to say Kevin Durant? No. Come on now.
One person wants to know what's the story behind the scar on your leg?
May have had a little motorbike incident. The Yankees were not happy with me, so don't do that. Whoops. I mean, I'm a big guy, and this little motorbike's about that tall. So, I mean, it's just, I was like literally just sitting like that, so it wasn't a good idea.
Did you ever make it to the Little League World Series as a kid?
I did not, no. Unfortunately, like, that'd have been really cool, but I was so consumed with other sports. There would be so many times I'd play a baseball game and I'd go straight to football practice, so didn't have the time for that.
Favorite speaker or pastor?
Favorite speaker or pastor? We actually had a chapel service at my college, Oklahoma Christian. Jace Robertson of Duck Dynasty came, so he definitely was awesome. What
advice can you give the guys on finding the right woman?
Pray a lot, but no. Don't go for the woman that you're just like, oh, I'm just most compatible with her. Be like, hey, that's like 100%. Like I tell my wife all the time, like, you're my favorite. And that's like kind of like a little saying, but no, guys, definitely find the woman that you can see as your best friend, because you're going to be with her, and you're going to be with her when you're 20 years old or 30 years old, but you're also going to be with her when, and she's going to be with you when you're 85, 90 years old. So, yeah, you got to keep it going.
When you came in before chapel, you met Domingo. He's wearing a Yankee shirt. The question is, could you strike out Domingo Rodriguez?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Meet him up here afterwards, Domingo. We'll try.
That'd be fun.
Let me ask you one more question, or two more questions. What was one experience you had sharing the gospel with a teammate? I don't need to give the name, but the circumstances.
It was kind of nice. There was one of our guys. He was severely atheist, but it was really cool. It was actually in 2013 in short season when we were in Staten Island, and he approached me, and like I could tell like something was like kind of stirring in his mind. And he approached me. He's like, "Hey man, I got some questions for you." So I was like, "Okay." And he's just like, what about this God? What do you like? I mean, he like, this is how he was asking. He's like, "Well, like, what do you think about him? And like, how do I go about, And I was like, "Man, honestly, man, just find the Bible and read, but at the same time, like, I know he's like really atheist. I just didn't want to like just barge in and just show him the word. But at the same time, I just wanted to keep chipping away, because I mean, the old saying, you can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. Like, and that's a very big elephant sometimes, because some of those people, they're very set in their ways, and you definitely want to just keep on charging, keep on chipping away for them.
Hey, thank you, Cale, for sharing today. Let's give him a big hand for. I'd encourage you to follow him on Twitter, and as you see him post, just maybe pray for him briefly for him to be faithful to God, for him to be faithful to his wife, and as he shares his faith with his teammates. That's kind of a neat way, and hopefully you follow him as he progresses to the next step, hopefully to the Bronx at some point.
Hopefully.
In his career. But if you want to meet him afterwards, we're going to have a prayer here in a moment. If you want to meet him, say hi to him, get a picture, sign an autograph, he's happy to do that. He'll be around here. But thanks for welcoming Cale, and let's close in prayer. Dear Lord, we thank you for men like Cale, who are first and foremost followers of you, and regardless if they're a school teacher or a bus driver or a professional athlete, that have a desire to make you preeminent and first in their lives. And we pray today for his wife Alex, as she's back in Oklahoma and is in med school, that you would be with her today, watch over her. Be with Cale and his teammates as they finish out the season and they have a road trip up to Rhode Island this weekend, that you'd watch over them and just bless him, not just on the field, but off the field in his spiritual walk. And pray that we would be motivated as well to live out our faith every day as we have opportunity. Thank you again for this time together. And we pray this in your name. Amen.
Amen.